Brahmaksharam Hrudi Nirantaram Bhavasate Swayam Likhyate Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Yaham Iti Sakha Atmarupe Hrudi Vishamanasa Chinvata Ajjata Avanachalana Asmanishto Atam Veham Pratyavat Jadatmakam Aham Tadjanatasyastyatu Maham Tattadbhashikti Samay Siddhartha Om Bhavita Uto Ratiya Drishta Manishta Mana Soham Spurtitaya Arunachala Shivaha Purna Vibhavati Swami Soham Spurtitaya Arunachala Shivaha Purna Vibhavati Swami. Namo Ramana. In this, the Thursday satsang from Ramanacentre Center for Learning, it has been our practice to select two verses randomly from the work Guruvachaka Kovai. The work is rendered by Muruganar Swamigal in the form of verses. The random selection is done by Revatima. Each verse is read and a short meditation is made on its possible meaning, and that is followed by the practice of self-enquiry for about 15 minutes. After these two segments of verse reading, short meditation on meaning, and the practice of Atma Vicharam are completed, there will be summing up remarks by Venkatesh Deshpande ji, and that will be followed by the offering of Sri Ramana Stotram. Today there will be only the verbal chanting online. There is no puja right here. But the rest of us who are listening to the chanting by Vaibhavji and Pratnama online, we can inquire as to who is listening. We begin the satsang by taking up the first verse selected for us, verse number 561. We find this verse in the segment, meditation on the truth. There are three main segments: investigation into truth, meditation on the truth, and experience of the truth. Verse 561, we find in meditation on the truth, the subsegment is waking and dream. Subsegment is waking and dream. Verse 561, the marvelous power, the marvelous power of mind Maya, which destabilizes us by fabricating all manifestation in the empty space, shunya, that flourishes in the false darkness of ignorance, is such that it can confuse a fraction of a second with a kalpa, and a kalpa with a fraction of a second, representing each as the other. The marvelous power of mind Maya, which destabilizes us by fabricating all manifestation in the empty space, shunya, that flourishes in the false darkness of ignorance, is such that it can confuse a fraction of a second with a kalpa, and a kalpa with a fraction of a second, representing each as the other. There is an account from H.W.L. Punja. If I read it, it's going to take 5 more minutes. The account is somewhat like this: that he is sitting on the banks of Ganges, and in the flash of a few seconds in this time, he is able to see his life of entire, from stone, from atom to various animals, insects, animals, then mammals, then primates, and then as the human being that he is, all that flash before him, with all those experiencing coming in just 15 seconds or whatever is this time is there. That means this time that we see as moving second by second is only because we are associated with the gross body. With this gross body, we are associated. We feel there was the previous second, there is the present second, there is going to be the next second, and this is the flow of time. But the moment you come to the mind, the psyche, you can see the edges. You can see us inquiring into what was there before 60 years. What is going to be there after 60 years? What was there before Big Bang? How will the earth end? All this is possible. That is the time inquiry in the subtle. You can encapsulate billions and billions of years into one thought. Now, these both billions and billions of years as one thought, or such a sensitive thought being encased in 1 second, the whole possibility of all kalpas, you now bring and put it into this 1 second. Both these are possible for the mind. But on what background it is constructing this? It is constructing this on the background of self-ignorance. The whole time and space, this game is played as seer seeing seen, knower knowing known. Seer seeing seen is second by second. Knower knowing known can be second by second, can be kalpas together. But both are happening, both the triads are happening in the space of self-ignorance. That is shunya. That is the space where we do not know who we are. In that space only, the self seems to become either encapsulated in 1 second, all of that encapsulated in 1 second, or 1 second expanded as billions and billions of years. Both these dramas are played by the mind. How to overcome this? How to overcome the transition from one janma to another? That is why we come to the point about karmas. Can the jiva ever be sure that karma has ended? The jiva being individual can never be sure that the karma has ended. Can the jiva, this is called as Kameshwar question. Because Kameshwarji asked me that in one of the Girivalams. He asked me, Nandakumar, have you overcome any bad habits with self-enquiry? I said, yes, many bad habits have fallen away. He asked the Kameshwar question then. What was that he asked? can you be sure that they will not come back again? That means in the whole area of karma, whether it is 1 second karma or the lifetimes of karma, can the jiva ever be sure that all the karmas are finished? Or suppose HWL Puja has seen the whole array of karmas, how can he be sure that he will not be put through one more cycle of insect, atom, and all that? That means the individual can never know. And this is an understanding to cross karma, that the individual can never know that it has completely ended all future karmas or whether it has ended all the past karmas once and for all. It can never know. This is surrender to God, surrender to the unknowable. And this is the situation for all the jivas. The understanding comes when you repeatedly surrender. That is the shunya. That is the space of ignorance in which the whole story of activities or karmas goes on. That means none of these participants, including the jnani, when somebody comes and asks Bhagavan, you are a jnani, you will know when I am going to be liberated from these karmas. Please tell me at what point in time, which point in time I am going to be liberated. Bhagavan says, if I am a jnani, then there is no time, there is no differentiated jnana, there is only undifferentiated jnana. So there is no bound being. So there is no telling when you will get this bondage itself is not real. If I am an ajnani like you, then also I don't know because I am covered up by darkness. Either way, there is no answer. There is no answer to your question when I am going to get liberated, because when and the karma both are illusory. Both are covered up in self-ignorance. The only way to cross karma is to have the understanding that the whole area of karma is painted in the darkness of self-ignorance. Accept that as a jiva, I do not know. None of the jivas, including the jnani, can ever propose to know at which point in time, because that point in time itself is unreal, is itself a construct of the mind. Therefore, I do not know, make it a home. And when you understand that all the jivas are in this position only, you come to Ishvara, the one undifferentiated Maya. Knowing that is undifferentiated knowledge. Now, that undifferentiated knowledge, which comes at the end of karma, bhakti, yoga, and jnana, is it anything to do with non-self? Can there be any non-self in that undifferentiated knowledge? No, it is full of only self-knowledge. So the end of karma, bhakti, yoga, and jnana is undifferentiated knowledge, which is self-knowledge. So from the beginning itself, you can support your karma, bhakti, yoga practices with self-enquiry. Because where is it going to end? It is going to end only and only and only in self-knowledge. Therefore, whatever objective comes right from beginning, right from the time you have come to Bhagavan, where self-enquiry has been taught, you can support your whatever other practices you are having with self-enquiry, because the ultimate jnana, which comes after understanding the total ignorance of all individuals, that jnana is undifferentiated jnana, it is self-knowledge, and right from beginning, you can do for whom is this, and come to that self and learn to reside in the self of all. That will be the way to end this Maya, whether Kalpa is treated as 1 second or 1 second is treated as Kalpa. Who is there who is interested in knowing about time and space? There, the time and space story comes to an end once and for all in Atma Jnana. For the next 15 minutes or so, let us sit in Atma Ucharan. Ujjwalji, we can trouble you for the time. Number 1.
Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya.
Namo Ramana. We continue by taking up the second verse selected for us. It is 913, I think. 913. Venkateshji, it is 913.
One minute, I'm just checking. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 913.
Thank you. We find this in the third segment, experience of the truth. It is in the subsegment, stilling the mind. Stilling the mind is the subsegment, experience of the truth. Verse 913. For those whose minds stagger around in a chaotic way, everything will prove contrary. For those whose minds stagger around in a chaotic way, everything will prove contrary. This is all the verse that is there. Muruganar gives us a note. Only through quietude of mind will there be any consistency in our experience. Conversely, there will be no peace for those who possess an ego mind that staggers around in chaos under the sway of vasanas. They will never attain a state that is in harmony with their experience. Although in their outward turned viewpoint, they have many potential sense pleasures, all prove contrary to their expectation. So the harmony in the experiences will come only from the still mind. Experiences by themselves do not have any harmony or disharmony. The harmony comes only because in the background, the mind is quiet, and that quietness is cast on the whole of creation. The whole of creation, all the janmas that Punjaji is seeing, that is all covered by the calmness of the still mind. If the mind is moving, there will be a doubt whether I have to go through the cycle again or again and again. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. Whereas that stillness is the clutch to detach from that whole area of karma. The I do not know of the jiva is the same as the stilling the mind of the jnani. The stilling the mind and the still mind, whatever may be the happenings, the unmoved mind casts or brings that peace on to the experiences. Experiences by themselves are incapable of bringing order or disorder. The disorder is brought by the vagaries of the mind. The order is brought by stilling the mind. That is what we are going to practice. Still the I thought. Whenever some other thought comes, do not react. Do not try to complete. But find out the truth of the I thought. What is the truth of this I thought? That is who am I. This I thought seems to be hanging around at the base a priori to every other thought. So leave any other thought and consistently still the I to find out what is the truth of this I. That is stilling the mind. That's what we are going to practice for the next 15 minutes. Ujjalji,
नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय।
Namo Ramana. May I request Venkatesh Deshpande ji to give us the summing of remarks. Namo Ramana, sir.
Namo Ramana. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jnanamulam Guror Murtihi, Pujamulam Guror Padam, Mantramulam Guru Urvakyam, Mokshamulam Guror Kripaha, Mokshamulam Guru. Namo Ramana. All of us have had an experience of sitting in a theater to go and watch a movie. What has been the experience? The experience is when the movie starts, we start watching the movie. And then the hero is born, the beginning of the movie. And by the intermission, what happened? Interval, he has become a big man and he's got a child, got married, got children. And then again the movie continues. And by the end, he becomes old man and dies. The hero is gone. So imagine, in 3 hours, you've seen somebody who's born and who dies. In 3 hours, he dies. 80, 90 years have been finished off by the director in 3 hours. So let's look at it. Now, the person who's watching the movie, if I'm watching the movie, what's happening? It seems very real. And what happens at the intermission? Intermission, everything quietens. So I get into a sort of a silent mode, because the bombardment on the mind has stopped. The music, the sound, everything has stopped. And then at the end of the movie, again, same effect, that the mind has become quiet, because again the bombardment, light, sound, all the bombardment has stopped. Look at the experience. Now there's a projector man. The projector man knows this. He has seen this movie so many times. He doesn't even care about looking at the screen at all. He doesn't see the movie at all. Like me, who's sitting in the theater, who's seeing the movie, that projector man does not see. And my daughter has been forcibly. I've taken my daughter forcibly to watch the movie because nobody to look after her at home. And what does she do? She comes to the theater and goes off to sleep. And for 3 hours she sleeps. And at the end of the 3 hours, she says, I wake her up and say, hey, come on, let's go home. Oh, movie is over. Yes, the movie is over. Okay, finished. Movie is over. For her, nothing happened. It was a good sleep. And so what happened when you were watching the movie? There was bombardment happening. When the movie got over, there was something which was unaffected, which was the screen. If you go and ask the screen, hey, what happened? Did you enjoy the movie? Which movie it'll ask? If the screen could speak, which is like the self, which is like the Sakshi Bhava, which is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient, it is like that screen. Still, absolutely still. The hero was born, hero had a family, hero died. Nothing. The screen didn't bother. What happened? Whether it was Amitabh Bachchan, Dharmendra, or Shashi Kapoor, it did not matter for him at all. So what happened? Well, it was still. When there was stillness, then what happened to the movie that was playing on it? Nothing bothered it. There was no effect on it at all, whether there was a movie playing or there was a movie not playing. It didn't matter at all. So, similarly, for us, this theater is a beautiful lesson. If the mind is running, then what happened? You continuously like watching the movie. Some movie is playing out. But how do you be the screen? If you do self-enquiry, what happens? Whenever you ask, who am I? You're plunging into that stillness within. As you keep on going deeper and deeper and deeper into that stillness, you'll slowly become like that screen. Movie will play on. Movie cannot stop. It's not that when it becomes still, movie will stop. Movie will go on. But who is there to see the movie? There's nobody there to see the movie. So important thing, that's what Bhagavan is trying to tell us in these two verses, that you still your mind. When you still your mind, then whatever happens, it doesn't matter. Then where are you? You're abiding in the self. When you're abiding in the self, that's the only truth. And if you're in the truth, then you become fearless and free. That doesn't matter. So important thing, the lesson for all of us today is that stillness. Don't keep running behind the mind that is running from one object to another. Just be with that stillness, which is the self, which is Bhagwan. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Namo Ramana.
Namo Ramana, sir. That was very wonderful. Projector as well as the sleeping child as well as the screen. Namo Ramana. May I request Vaibhavji and Pratnama to chant the Ashtotram for us. The rest of us can pay attention to who is listening. Namo Ramana, Vaibhavji. Namo Ramana, Pratnama.
नमो रमण भारद्वाज विश्वनाथ विरचितं श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तर शतनामावलिः अपार सच्चित् सुखवारिराशे यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि ॐ महासेन महंसेन जाताय नमः ॐ श्रीरमणाय नमः ॐ गुरवे नमः ॐ अखण्डसंविदाकाराय नमः ॐ महौजसे नमः ॐ कारणोद्भवाय नमः ॐ जगद्धितावताराय नमः ॐ श्रीभूमिनाथस्थलोस्थिताय नमः ॐ पराशरकुलोत्तंसाय नमः ॐ सुन्दरार्यतपःफलाय नमः ॐ कमनीयसुचारित्राय नमः ॐ सहायाम्बा सहायवते नमः ॐ शोणाचलमहोलीनमानसाय नमः ॐ स्वर्णहस्तकाय नमः ॐ श्रीमद्वादशान्तमहास्थळे लब्धविद्योदयाय नमः ॐ महाशक्तिनिपातेन प्रबुद्धाय नमः ॐ परमार्थविदे नमः ॐ तीव्राय नमः ॐ पितृपदान्वेषिणे नमः ॐ इन्दुमौलिना पितृमते नमः ॐ पितुरादेशतः शोणशैलं प्राप्ताय नमः ॐ तपोमयाय नमः ॐ उदासीनाय नमः ॐ महायोगिने नमः ॐ महोत्साहाय नमः ॐ कुशाग्रदिये नमः ॐ शान्तसङ्कल्पसम्भ्रमाय नमः ॐ सुसन्दृशे नमः ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ स्थिराय नमः ॐ तपक्षपितसर्वाङ्गाय नमः ॐ फुल्लाम्बुजविलोचनाय नमः ॐ चन्द्रिकासितहास्य श्रीमण्डितानन्दमण्डलाय नमः ॐ चूतवाट्यां समासीनाय नमः ॐ चूर्णिताखिलविभ्रमाय नमः ॐ वेदवेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञाय नमः ॐ चिन्मुद्रिणे नमः ॐ त्रिगुणातिगाय नमः ॐ विरूपाक्षगुहावासाय नमः ॐ विराजतचलाकृतये नमः ॐ उद्दीप्तनयनाय नमः ॐ पूर्णाय नमः ॐ रचिताचलताण्डवाय नमः ॐ गम्भीराय नमः ॐ परमाचार्याय नमः। ॐ सुप्रसन्नाय नमः। ॐ अभयप्रदाय नमः। ॐ दक्षिणस्य निभाय नमः। ॐ धीराय नमः। ॐ दक्षिणाभिमुखाय नमः। ॐ स्वराजे नमः। ॐ महर्षये नमः। ॐ भगवते नमः। ॐ ईड्याय नमः। ॐ भूमविद्याविशारदाय नमः। ॐ विमलाय नमः। ॐ दीर्घदर्शिने नमः। ॐ आप्ताय नमः। ॐ ऋजुमार्गप्रदर्शकाय नमः। ॐ समदृशे नमः। ॐ सत्यदृशे नमः। ॐ सत्याय नमः। ॐ प्रशान्ताय नमः। ॐ अमितविक्रमाय नमः। ॐ सुकुमाराय नमः। ॐ सदानन्दाय नमः। ॐ मृदुभाषिणे नमः। ॐ दयार्णवाय नमः। ॐ श्रीशोणाचलरिद्बोधस्कन्दाश्रमनिकेतनाय नमः। ॐ सद्दर्शनोपदेष्ट्रे नमः। ॐ सद्भक्तवृन्दपरिवृताय नमः। ॐ गणेशमुनिभृङ्गेन सेविताङ्घ्रिसरोरुहाय नमः। ॐ गीतोपदेशसारादिग्रन्थसञ्चिन्न संशयाय नमः। ॐ वर्णाश्रममतातीताय नमः। ॐ रसज्ञाय नमः। ॐ सौम्याय नमः। ॐ आत्मवते नमः। ॐ सर्वावलिमतस्थानाम् आराध्याय नमः। ॐ सर्वसद्गुणिने नमः। ॐ आत्मारामाय नमः। ॐ महाभागाय नमः। ॐ मातृमुक्तिविधायकाय नमः। ॐ विनताय नमः। ॐ विनुताय नमः। ॐ विप्राय नमः। ॐ मुनीन्द्राय नमः। ॐ पावकोज्ज्वलाय नमः। ॐ दर्शनादगसंहारिणे नमः। ॐ मौनेन स्वात्मबोधकाय नमः। ॐ ऋचान्तिबलसान्निध्याय नमः। ॐ स्मरणाद्बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ अन्तस्तिमिरचण्डांशवे नमः। ॐ संसारार्णवतारकाय नमः। ॐ शोणादृशस्तुतिद्रष्टे नमः। ॐ हार्दविद्याप्रकाशकाय नमः। ॐ अविच्युतनिजप्रज्ञाय नमः। ॐ नैसर्गिकमहातपसे नमः। ॐ कमण्डलुधराय नमः। ॐ शुभ्रकौपीनवसनाय नमः। ॐ गुहाय नमः। ॐ दण्डपाणये नमः। ॐ कृपापूर्णाय नमः। ॐ भवरोगविषग्वराय नमः। ॐ स्कन्दाय नमः। ॐ देवतमाय नमः। ॐ अमर्त्याय नमः। ॐ सेनान्ये नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ श्रीरमण भगवते नमः। श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तरशतनाम पूजा समर्पयामि। यस्थानोररुणाचलस्य पदयोः स्मृत्या जन्म प्राप्यत देव्यानुग्रह सुप्रवाह विवशस्तादात्म्यभावङ्गतः ऋन्निष्ठस्वगभीर नित्यतपसा लोकान् पुनासेकराट् तस्मै श्रीरमणाय ते नमः इदं लोकोत्तर ज्योतिषे। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय।
नमो रमना वैभव जी, नमो रमना प्रार्थना, नमो रमना वेंकटेश जी, नमो रमना उज्जवल जी, नमो रमना टू ऑल।
Namo Ramana. Thank you, Nandakumar.